right, this one's about the tools of the trade. When it comes to fighting for human rights, we live in the modern age. A lot of these crimes that people commit, they put evidence all over the internet. Look it up. You can save it, take screenshots, and so on and so forth. Well, you can if you have access. Like, sure, if people are threatening your life on Facebook, you can turn them in, but not if the cops won't look at it. And if somebody steals it from you, well, they don't fucking care. Not even if it's another officer who stole your. All over the same shit, every bit of it. It's all over Natalie Bones. You're in the shit from that. Every fucking thing that I've had to deal with in the last 3 goddamn years. Were those my choices or were those Natalie's? Were those my choices or were those Maddie's? Were those my choices or were those Alicia's? Was I the one on drugs or were they? I already proved with their own words that they were the ones on drugs. And Natalie's own talk screen at the time of her death showed that I was the one telling the truth, not her. Now, if I'd have been able to take screenshots, things would have been different. If I'd had the equipment to be able to record these things, it would have been different. A lot of people who agreed, and many who asked me to record them before Natalie was killed, like, hey, Sean, we need to find a way to get our word out there. Well, I've been trying to work with Darren O'Connor, but he's too busy. He's too busy. He's too busy. We're trying to get camera equipment, but he's too busy. He's too busy. He's too busy. Obviously, as a homeless person, I wasn't able to fucking afford that shit. But with a lot of this stuff that I end up reading to you, I've got 2 electronic devices now. And this one is not full. My telephone, shit. I gotta erase stuff to take pictures. And I need all that evidence, so it's not anything that I want to get rid of. It's not anything that I want deleted from my telephone. And although I've already had 3 telephones that are chock full of evidence stolen from me, and this one is mostly me being an asshole, a lot of those people, them other phone conversations show that I was hella nice to them while they were blowing smoke up my ass. And the more smoke they blew up my ass, the more abuse I had to fucking take. Because I needed those people to keep their word in order to stop the abuse. This thing right here's got a camera on it. I'm glad I got it. It's useful. Between getting sent something useful and getting sent pretty memes, I understand most of y'all can't afford to send me pretty things. And this is a pretty thing, but it's also a tool. And I don't expect people to send me tools. I don't expect people to send me memes. But if you're going to send me something, I'd rather have tools. If you're going to send me memes, shove them up your ass. Pretty fucking memes don't stop this shit. Pretty fucking memes don't stop the abuse. Pretty fucking memes are not going to bring any of my loved ones back. Pretty memes are not going to bring Natalie back. They're not going to bring Janine back. They're not going to bring Quake back. They're not going to bring Brian back. By the way, Quake Cox, Brian Farmer, Jared Wallace, Brian Gray. Why don't you look those names up and see if they matter? They're all dead. Quake Cox died in Boulder, Colorado. Brian Gray was killed in Boulder, Colorado. He was murdered by the police. Shady Dan, same thing. Brian Gray is not a white guy. He's not. He's a ginger, and apparently they have no souls. Well, he was nice to me. He was human to me. Quake Cox, that's another person who was good to me. Shady Dan, fuck. The most fucked up thing about that whole situation is that I don't even know his last name. We just called him Shady Dan, but he wasn't shady. Boulder police had a long history of actual abuse against homeless people. What they did to Zaid Atkinson was harass him a little bit. They realized that he wasn't actually a homeless person. They wanted to razz him a little bit because he stood up to them. But other than that, yeah, Zaid is a fucking pansy ass little bitch. He's a filthy fucking goddamn cunt rag. No, he's not a terrible person because he was victimized. The cops are terrible people for victimizing him. He's a terrible person for selling it as a racist narrative. The police were wrong. But just like all these other situations, these police aren't going to admit they're fucking wrong. Not any more than BLM, the KKK. Somehow your bias is magically justified, but nobody else's is. Maybe you should look in the goddamn mirror. Now, once I got this thing figured out enough to go through these things, I'm going to start recording on this. Hell, I might just walk down the street recording myself and talking to the screen and then bring it back up here and download. Of course, I don't know how to get this thing all connected to this thing. But if I'm going to have this shit, it can't be just for video games. If I'm going to have this shit, then I'm going to fight for our rights between this shit, which includes this and this society, and living off in the woods and being left alone for the rest of my life. I would rather be off in the woods being left alone for the rest of my life. But those who have lived homeless in the mountains can tell you, unless you got a really super good hiding spot, the police are going to come find you, or the rangers are going to come find you, or somebody's going to go on a hiking trip through that area and see you and get all sorts of fucking paranoid. It's fucking ludicrous. Let's call police brutality what it is. Police brutality. Let's call murder what it is. It's murder. I broke a lot of laws in the last 3 years, and I am proud of every goddamned one. Why is that? Because fighting for human rights ain't fucking easy. Especially when you're a peaceful person and you're having to fight against violent people with guns and a license to fucking kill you. If you're a police officer, you can kill a homeless person and get away with it, and that is how simple it fucking is. 217 homeless people were killed by police in 2019. That's almost half of the recorded numbers of people who police have killed. many officers have gone to prison for killing homeless? Oh, there's one even further down. It gives me the option of homeless Nebraska. Let's see. Oakland settles with family of man killed by police in 2018. Let's see. Death of Kelly Thomas. That one was also in California. Now let's read these. This one's from April 27th this year. Y'all know where Oakland is, right? California. Oakland to pay $1.4 million to family of homeless man killed by police in 2018. Now, a lot of people aren't understanding that, yeah, we could have made a lot of money just by telling the truth. And I do mean we. The police didn't just do this to me, and that's the biggest issue of all of it. Now let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at the color of this. God, this thing is frozen up. Turns out he's a white guy. Let's see. 4 officers shot Joshua Pollock, 31, dead on March 11th, 2018, when police responded to a report of a man with a gun in North Oakland. The shooting led to the firing of 5 police officers and the ouster of former police chief Ann Kirkpatrick. This guy had a gun. And the police were let go and had to pay $1.4 million. Did the police pay that? No, you fucking idiots. The police don't pay any of this. You are the American taxpayers. You pay these taxes. And every time these bad cops do these bad things, it is your money. Yours. Going right out the door. This one right here says the lawsuit filed last year by the man's family claimed his civil rights were violated when he was found sleeping and unconscious between 2 homes when police tried to make contact with him. Officers tried to wake him up, yelling commands such as "take your hand off the gun" and "don't move" before he stirred. Moments later, officers fired multiple rounds at him, killing him. But the law offices of John Burris, who represented the Pollock family, see, they didn't care enough about him to help him get unhomeless, but they sure as shit want the money, don't they? God damn, that's fucked up. I hope his whole family dies. I do. The thing is that Joshua should not have been there. What the fuck? Now I got a bunch more goddamn bullshit popping itself up. Let's see. But the law offices of John Burris, who represented the Pollock family, by the way, we had a different spelling. We had a Pollock here who was the public pretender and county attorney. He lost an election to a dead man. Anyway, it says, disputed the officer's interpretation that Pollock was armed and holding the gun. At least one video showed the gun on the ground next to him. Burris claimed Pollock never got the chance to live when he was shot by a barrage of gunfire. The attorney said during the 2019 announcement of the lawsuit. Since then, the officers involved in the 2018 shooting have been fired, and earlier this month lost a key hearing when a hearing officer confirmed their termination. Kelly Pollock has gained a sense of comfort knowing the officers that killed her son were fired and that decision was upheld, said Adante Pointer, an attorney with the Burris law firm that represents the Pollock family on Monday. Now, why are they representing the Pollock family? People in houses. Duh. Joshua Pollock didn't fucking matter. His life didn't mean a goddamn thing. It didn't mean a goddamn thing to the police. It didn't mean a goddamn thing to the family that abandoned him. But they sure as fuck want the money, don't they? He's living homeless on the streets and getting shot to death by multiple officers. What was his family doing? But then again, they're not homeless. If they were homeless, they wouldn't have been able to get a goddamn lawyer. If Joshua Pollock had survived this and walked into pretty much any law friggin' office in America, they'd have fucking laughed him out of their goddamn office. But this ain't the only one. This one, there was a payout and something actually happened. Now, how often does that actually happen? Not very. Not very often at all. Y'all know about Thomas Kelly too. You know that Thomas Kelly was white, right? You know the police beat him to death, right? You know that all of those police got away with it, right? Was that a racially motivated crime? No, it wasn't. It was a bias motivated crime. Just like when white people take it out on the homeless, and black people take it out on the homeless, and Hispanic people take it out on the homeless, and men take it out on the homeless, and women take it out on the homeless, and children take it out on the homeless, and adults take it out on the homeless. Just take it out on the homeless. That's your victim pool. We exist so that you have someone to victimize. Or at least that's how it seems from our point of view.